put an F&B product in my hand without being paid. You're telling them it's okay to abuse me. I need you to hear that. So whenever any kind of endorsement, any kind of product that you see an artist that is holding on screen, that's within the contract, but not stipulated in the law. I need you to get into that contract. The law that governs me when I go to work on a day-to-day basis, the Performance Protection Act of 1967, the year that I was born, was legislated 4 years before South Africa was introduced to television. That is the reason why I, Nambi Tambumlan, am sitting here before you, fully and vehemently and rigorously supporting the Performance Protection Amendment Bill. I need you to look at our lives and treat us as human. What recommendations do I have? I'm almost done. I need you to focus on the payment of royalties and syndication fees for episodes of, forgive me please. I'll start again. I need you to focus on the payment of royalties and syndication fees for episodes of local productions that are broadcast in various countries worldwide, as per contractual agreements and of course international best practice. Now I heard earlier that, oh, let's not go back. I'm sorry, but we need to go back. In 2006, I signed a contract that said the SABC will pay me a certain percentage. Did I mention to you that that contract that I pointed out to you, that was originally written by the SABC? In that contract, there are only two signatories, myself and the production company. However, in that contract, it stipulates the SABC shall pay Nambi Tambumrana X amount of money. The SABC does not sign in that contract. How do I get my money? How do I get that money? They're going to come here tomorrow and tell you that, oh no, we've got it in our contract, it's stipulated. They're just lying to you. Ask them how I'm going to get that money if I'm not able to enforce that contract. Because they didn't sign it. And they refused to sign it. Remember, I'm not employed by the SABC, but I'm not employed by the production company either. So who's taking up my time every day? The law needs to be retrospective by at least 10 to 20 years, people. That's my second recommendation. At least. Because the lab that we've just discussed now, which is flighting right now as we speak, and people think I'm making money. No. That was shot, what, 2006? And that was the second series. 2006. That's more than 10 years ago. That's 12. Thirdly, I request that the residuals should come through structured compensation. That way I don't have to go and talk to the SABC about it. I don't have to chase anybody about it. You deem it necessary that they pay me. And you tell them how to do it. I ask you to stand in the gap. The production house, number 4, the production house and the SABC need to review the payment rates, rationalize and bring them in line with international industry standards and norms. I started my career in Canada. When I moved back to South Africa, I was told there was a problem because I expected to be treated fairly. Go ahead, Google me, you'll find that I'm a problem. I demand equity in every production that I walk into. That makes me a problem. When I review these contracts, I'm not expected to understand the language of that contract. I'm a problem. Please stand in the gap so I don't have to chase them. Number 5. The bill, or is it 6? The bill needs to include the language of the contracts that we sign as performers. There's trickery and witchery involved in there. Something is afoot. They twist those words to such an extent that your head is at a standstill. Most actors, we're very, very, very well educated people. We study, because if I'm going to play a lawyer, if I'm going to play a doctor, I need to know how to speak like a doctor. In the lab, I played an investment banker. I spent 2 weeks at Investec just learning how they operate. Day to day, every day, just learning who they are and how they operate. We're smart people, but these contracts, we can't get our heads around it, and we can't get our ways around it. In conclusion, we live in a country that is notorious for artists living and dying in a state of poverty, tragically, never managing to earn what is their due, despite being associated with a number of successful projects. There's no reason whatsoever that we should live as struggling actors when our contribution generates an incredible amount to the production houses, to the broadcasters, and most importantly, we are commercial contributors to the country's GDP. I remind you again, we contribute to the country's GDP. We need to be protected in this country. I remind you again, I am a mother. I'm a provider. I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm just asking for equity. Thank you very much.
Thank you.